Tuesday, January 12th, a 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck Port-au-Prince, Haiti, leaving the city in ruins. Our 350 disciples living there, scattered across the city, were suddenly without food, homes, water, electricity, or medicine. One group of 120 disciples and relatives camped out next to the collapsed church building. Others are still trickling in. Several were killed. Sadly, dozens are still unaccounted for. Outside Haiti, many more watched in horror and worried about their relatives and friends. Dr. Mark Ottenweller and Stanley Dumornay arrived that Sunday in the capital. In the face of looting and crime, they handed out food, water, and medicine, just as the disciples' supplies were being exhausted. Mark set up a clinic for the wounded. Many disciples wept openly at the sight of help. What Mark saw was shocking.
Well, we came across the border today. There was a lot of congestion, traffic, and confusion and chaos. There's dust everywhere. There's the smell of death everywhere, bodies, and you just drive through neighborhoods and you smell it everywhere. We got to the church property, and there was 110 people sleeping out under a kind of a canopy at the church property. The church building's destroyed, and so we brought the food. People were crying. They were so excited to see us. They were just in shock. 300 disciples. A lot of them are still unaccounted for. There's a lot of injuries. Almost half the people at church have lost relatives and their families. About half of them have lost their homes completely. Some of the kids here on the property have lost their parents and whole families. 10-year-old kids. The whole house collapsed, and they're the only one that survived. Pretty soon there'll be some widespread diseases because there's no sanitation, there's no water.
How do you find the spirits of the disciples?
Of course, they were excited to see us. We gave them some hope. So it gives them hope and encouragement. And some didn't want to talk to us much because they're afraid they would, break down, and they haven't really thought about what they've been through yet. They're just trying to survive.
Do the disciples there know that that around the world, the entire fellowship of churches is praying for them?
Absolutely. They're excited about all the support they've gotten. They couldn't believe the amount of food and medicine and water that came in today. They just were in shock. I think we've got enough here for about a week. So we may have to send people, supplies, things over about once a week for a few weeks until things stabilize more. And you can't really buy food very easily, so we're going to have to bring over some supplies.
We asked Randy Jordan at Hope Worldwide what the needs were initially.
Food and water. We have people on the ground that are running out of food, and we need to be able to feed them and be sure that they're taken care of. Secondly, we need to connect them with medical care, and we're working hard to do that as well. And thirdly, we've got to find for them a place to live. Mike, they're literally living out on the ground. Mike, the outpouring of compassion has been amazing, but the answer remains the same for now. Right now, we need cash donations to come in to help this relief effort. We need equipment and supplies, and we need to get them to Haiti as quickly as we can.
How do you feel about the help from the United States?
Comment sentez-vous de aide que vous recevez des États-Unis?
Yeah. Je pense que son gros bagay qui fait, ça rappelle mes veuves là, qui te gagne non seulement un petit farine avec un petit l'huile. Et puis, il te dit, bon, ces derniers petits manger ça, m'a fin de manger, et puis pour mourir. Mais dans tout ça, nous avons gagné en tout. Nous pas dit que c'est seulement disciples nous prend. Tous voisins nous venus. Bien que ça ne te gagne un petit. Nous décidons de partager avec eux. Nous fait mon Dieu confiance. Regardez le frère dit, ça ne gagne tellement pitié.
Sometimes the brother said what we have is so small.
Jesus said it's better to give than to receive. And brothers and sisters, it's time to give. We're hearing of contributions being taken up around the world. Let this be a time where the world looks upon us and says, truly these people are Jesus' disciples. Look at how they love one another. God bless. Be praying for the disciples in Haiti.